$500,000 were given to be shared among the players.
The players?
Yeah.
And did that come through?
Well, it came after a lot of challenges. Not surprising, isn't it? I think by the time we got our last installment, was almost 2 years. Yeah, the money. That's for another day's conversation. That's Kenya. That's Kenya. So you're supposed to be given within the week because the money was given to you. You divide the players and send the money. It was a struggle.
Welcome back to Right Place, Right Time podcast. We are having this wonderful conversation with Aasif Karim, talking about the golden age of Kenyan cricket, and now we are heading into the 2003 Cricket World Cup. Yeah, so we win these hosting rights. Of course, you've never had much practice before. I've been for about 3 years now. That means hitting the gym and doing whatever needs to be done. How did you handle that journey?
Yeah, of course, as I said, once the decision was made that I want to be part of the team and I accepted, then obviously all the radars opened up that historically I've believed in myself. If I'm involved, I would like to give 100% in terms of emotions, physically, contribution, support, whatever needed to be done, because it was Kenya's name at stake.
Yeah.
We were at a vulnerable position. We were either going to take Kenyan cricket to another level or we would have disgraced ourselves. And it was a very, very critical, what we call it, we were at a crossroad. So I adjusted my office work. I adjusted everything that needed to be done. Went the training full throttle, determined, and the 6-7 weeks that I had, I gave my heart and soul and ready for the tournament.
Okay. So were there any matches that you played with other teams before heading into this World Cup?
Yeah, there were 3 friends. Of course, we played among ourselves here, but when we went, I think it was end of Jan, if I remember well, beginning of Feb. We had 3 or 4 friendly matches before the World Cup. And that's what happens when you go on a World Cup. You play 3-4 friendly matches, because the local teams get an opportunity to play the international teams. The local people get to come and see these international players. So we played. It also gives us an opportunity to familiarize with the environment, with the weather and the conditions. So yes, we did play 3 matches.
And there's something I remember at this particular time, because 2003 I was very alive in terms of what was happening. I remember hearing this song, Kenya, tunaweza. Did you guys do that song? As in, did you sing it as a team, or was it someone else who sang it, and then you guys just?
Yeah, no, it was. I think it was composed by somebody else, and it was just played because the euphoria. Remember, it also was the change of regime in the Kenyan politics.
Kibaki, yes.
Honorable Mwai Kibaki became the president in December of 2002.
Yes.
And so there was a 24-year new regime after President Moi. So the whole atmosphere was different in the country. There was, buzzing. Everything was just going well. And we are now heading to the World Cup also at that very time.
So you guys, did you the team sing the song, or it was someone else?
No, it's not us. It was somebody else. No, it's not the team.
I always believed it was the team that sang the song.
It wasn't the team. No.
Okay, at least you've busted that myth. I always believe it was you guys who sang that song.
Well, unless they did, that I'm not aware of.
Okay, good. So the cricket scene is changing globally at that particular time.
Indeed.
Guys like Morali, there. Rawapindi Express, Shenwan. These are guys who are spinners. I think you are spinners. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. And now you're going to face some of these guys. I'm sure you, and you were 39 years old at this time.
Correct.
Facing young guys.
Yeah.
You weren't intimidated at all?
No, not at all. No, because I've always believed, of course, age being a number.
Yeah.
But since childhood, I had a lot of self-belief in myself, and to be able to push myself to another level. I was a competitor to myself.
Okay, good. Now, that team, and I made sure I got a list of the team, because I always want to know more about the guys who made history. So we had Steve Tikolo, who was the captain, Thomas Odoyo, I remember he was a bowler, Morris, of course, Kennedy Otieno. He was opening batsman.
Yeah, opening batsman and wicket keeper.
Wicket keeper as well. Martin Suji, Hitesh Modi, Tony, Ravindu Shah, yourself as well. Alpesh, I don't remember Alpesh. Collins, of course I remember Collins, David Obuya, Joseph Angara, Prijal Patel, and Peter Ongondo. I'm looking at this team, I'm sure there were characters in here. I mean, I've always wondered who was the joker, who was the serious guy, who was the DJ, I mean, guys who psyched up the teams. Amongst all these guys, who was the character?
I mean, the most flamboyant character we've always had was Maurice Odumbe, On the field, he was flamboyant. Yeah. Off the field, he was also very flamboyant. Yeah. And then you had characters of different nature, but nobody was very aggressive. They were all people who wanted to have fun, played very hard cricket on the field. They all had self-pride. They all wanted to do well. Like any other sportsman, you want to do well. The world is watching you. You are on television. You worked hard all these years. Then you would like to do well in the tournament. So we had reasonable characters. Some were very quiet, docile. And remember, some people didn't have the communication skills. So you had to blend with all the different characters that were there.
Okay. All right, interesting. Because the reason I was asking that is, remember that particular time in 2002, Brazil had just won the World Cup in South Korea, and I remember you could see on the team bus, there's a guy who will play the drum. The guys were just quiet. I mean, they always have these characters, and the what do you call this? This cocktail is what makes up a team.
Absolutely. No, we had a cocktail, obviously. Depending on who you got at what moods, on that situation. Yeah. So we had. Okay. Quite a few characters,
Yeah, so the 2003 World Cup comes. I remember seeing the photo on the coffee book of all the teams in like a staircase of all the teams in one photo in South Africa. So I'm sure you guys interacted with some of those guys. We met with some of your friends who had known in 1999. Just tell us about that moment, meeting.
Again, a very special moment because you've got the elite of the world cricket, and this was on a vessel, in Cape Town, which was overlooking the Table Mountains. So all the players very were. It was beautiful.
Make sure I put it on this.
It was beautiful, and then of course, for me, it was very special because I met some of the cricketers that I had played at international level earlier on. So since retirement, my interaction had almost been non-existent. So it was great to see some of these cricketers and Rahul Dravid, the former Indian captain, formidable cricketer. Record speaks for itself. And I remember him telling me, Aasif, how did you manage? I mean, you are the only cricketer who has played one World Cup and then go straight into another World Cup because I didn't play anything. So it also baffled me that I thought. It was only the Kenyans following on what's happening in cricket. But internationally, we were being followed. So how did he know that information? So it only tells me that this information was being monitored also at international level. So it gave a good feeling. Met many other cricketers. So it was very special. Where that's the only moment in the World Cup where all the teams are together.
Okay. Did you ever meet, I'm sure probably Mahayantini? I used to love
Mahayantini. Yes, of course. Met him also. I first played against Mahayantini in 1995.
Oh.
Yes, when we went to South Africa before the first World Cup. And he was playing for East London. East London for Border. It was a province called Border, a Border cricket team. And he was a very young boy at that time. And so that's the first time I'd seen him. And you can see what great cricket and results that he was, I think, one of the first black players to have played for South Africa, and he's opened doors for many other now that are playing.
Yeah, I was watching England, the test final 2 weeks ago, and I saw Bavuma, and I was so amazed.
Amazing,
a black captain.
Correct.
In South Africa. Yeah, good. Shane Warne?
Yeah, well, Shane Warne, funny enough, just a day or two before the tournament, he was sent back home.
Oh yeah,
because he was caught with some drug test or something where he failed and something, so he had to go back.
And I remember the first time I had this name mentioned, the night watchman. It was Andy Gilchrist. That's the first person. When I had the first name, that's the first person.
Adam Gilchrist.
Adam Gilchrist. Yes. I mean, he was in the World Cup.
Yes, of course, a very strong player for Australia. Yeah.
Okay. That's good. I mean, sorry, I'm mentioning Australian names because I played rugby and I loved the Wallabies. So for some strange reason also somehow used to watch a lot of Australian sports. Good. So the World Cup starts. First game is in South Africa against the hosts. Again, 96 you played the hosts India in the first game. Now, 99, I don't think you didn't play.
We played Zimbabwe.
The first game, Now you start with the hosts again in South Africa. Did you start that game? Or
yes, I was in the starting lineup. Yes, I played. Yeah, we were playing in a small town called Potchefstroom.
Yes.
And obviously being a big game, South Africa were hot contenders to win the tournament. So obviously they also wanted to spread the cricket to other towns. So they felt the first match would be good. And we were hammered by 10 wickets. We were totally outplayed.
Okay, good. Then the next game, we played Canada.
Correct, in Cape Town. Yeah, Newlands.
Yeah. You won that game?
Yes, it was a very tight match. It was, before the World Cup, we had targeted to win 2 matches.
Yeah.
One was Canada, we wanted to win, and the second one was against our arch rivals called Bangladesh.
Yes.
So we had earmarked those 2, and any other scalp we can get, what Kenyans are known for, you open a little door and we will jump in. Yeah, so that's how. So we beat Canada,
4 wickets.
In Cape Town by I think 4 wickets.
Yes. I mean, you're good with your numbers. Now, remember in the last episode, the previous episode, we talked about the cricket in India, the World Cup in India, Sri Lanka, and I can't remember the third host. And guys refused. 2 teams refused to go to Sri Lanka. Now, this time around, we were on the other end of the barrel because I think in 2002, what happened in Kikambala, there's an attack at the hotel in Kikambala.
Correct, yeah.
And then at the airport, some guys tried to fire some RPGs on a plane.
Yes.
So New Zealand refused to come.
Correct.
How did you feel when they said they
In fact, I had a good relationship with Stephen Fleming. He was the captain. And when I met him at the opening ceremony at the vessel where I talked about, I personally went and spoke to him because the discussions had already gone that they will not come to Kenya to play. And I strongly appealed to him to say, there is no problem, Steve. Come on. You guys need to support. We are a young nation. The cricketing world wants to see Kenya play. You guys need to come. The embassies have been promised. The government has given you the reassurance. There is nothing, So I did strongly advocate, lobbied for it. But then eventually he said, well, it's not his decision. It's the government and the board's decision. So it was a sad moment for the tournament because, while we got the 4 points by them not coming, but it would have been nice to have played them at home.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the people who normally pour water on our glory by saying those 4 points helped us.
Well, in all fairness, yes, it did help us, but it also does not rule out that we could have even beaten them.
Yes.
So, it's how one looks at it. As I said, there are people, no matter what you do, will always find some kind of a problem.
Yeah.
So those are part and parcel of societal comments.
All right. Good. So that's one of the games we would have hosted that wouldn't happen. But the next game was a big one because we're playing former champions, Sri Lanka,
Correct.
at Gymkhana. So tell me, going into the game, what was the buzz? What was the mood in the dressing room, and even in the country? Did you feel that you could really do this?
Yeah, I mean, you're playing a very strong Sri Lankan team. That was, as you rightly said, former world champions. But we are playing at home. And as you know, Kenyans are very proud and they want to make an impact. And when you play at home, there is always what we call an added advantage of your home conditions, be it the weather, be it the ground, be it the crowd support, and all that. And then remember, we also had the vice president then, Honorable Kijana Wamalwa, come to the ground for the game. And so the buzz was so much because we are hosting a World Cup, Sri Lanka is coming here, Kenyans want to do well, and we had just beaten Canada. So no matter which country you play, a win is a win at a World Cup, and it gives you that little added confidence. And we played well, and rest is history. I mean, that match, I think, was the turning point for the World Cup performance that we had down the road.
And I think you posted 210.
Yeah, we scored. We didn't score too much, and so at the lunchtime over, we felt we were about 30, 40 runs short, because the outfield was quite fast. They have a very strong batting lineup. But anyway, it's cricket. It's similar to what happened when we played West Indies, in '96. At that very moment, lunchtime, felt we were not too far. And then our team went strong, and the young Colin Zabuya, bowled something that's been remembered to date. He bowled brilliantly well. It was his first World Cup. I think he had just made a debut in a big tournament for Kenya, and I think he got 5 for 24. Getting some prize wickets. And from there everything was magic.
I'm trying to remember I know there was Marvin Atapatu. Who was the other big batsman for?
He got Arvinda de Silva. Who was the man of the match in the '96 World Cup when Sri Lanka won against Australia. So there was some very good wickets he got. I think he even got Mahela Jarwad. I think so. So he bowled well, and he got good support from the field. And of course, the crowd support also helped. So it was just wonderful. It's something very special, in a full house of over 10,000 people watching live in a World Cup, playing the former champions. You've got the government support there, you've got the crowd support there, and the players were hungry to win.
Yeah, this is big. Beating another former champion, stuff of legends. And I remember I have a Sri Lankan company, major, always appear on most of those billboards during the games. So when they were setting up in Kenya, I remember I went for the lounge, and the first meeting we had, they talked about this game.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
And that's like probably 18.
Okay.
You can imagine this happening
2 or 3, 15 years later.
I still remember the game. Yeah, so it's, amazing. I remember the buzz. I remember, of course, I didn't go to Gymkhana, but I remember the excitement.
The buzz was amazing. Amazing stuff.
Yeah. Good. You featured in this game?
No, I didn't play. I didn't play that game, no.
Okay. Good. Then, fourth game against our rivals, Bangladesh.
Bangladesh, yeah.
That was in South Africa.
Correct.
South Africa.
In Johannesburg.
Yeah,
we flew back to Johannesburg,
And you beat them.
We beat them, absolutely. The satisfaction we would always get in beating Bangladesh, because the rivalry was regarded similar to what India-Pakistan rivalry is there, or Australia-England rivalry is there. So we had a Kenya-Bangladesh rivalry. But it was in a very competitive rivalry on the ground. But off the ground, the relationships were extremely good.
Wow.
Extremely good, with them.
So as of this time, we had qualified for...
Yeah, and remember, Bangladesh was already given the test status.
Oh.
Yes. They were given the test status in 2000. We both got the one-day international status in 1997.
I remember you say that.
But by 2000, they had lobbied well. They had presented their case quite strong at the ICC for them to be granted test status.
Yeah. Okay. And for someone who probably doesn't understand, could explain between test status and one day?
Yeah, the one day is the one day matches.
Yes.
The test status is where you play a 5-day cricket against the top test playing nations, and there are, I think, 10 or 11 countries right now that are under test playing countries where they play the longer version of the game.
Okay.
And when you get the test status from ICC, that results in a lot of money. I think the last I had heard is a few years back, where each test playing nation gets almost $10 million, towards developing their cricket, creating the infrastructure and all that. So Bangladesh, since getting that test status, their cricket infrastructure has grown in leaps and bounds. Created employment, created cricket for the youngsters, and they are getting stronger and stronger with time.
Okay. Then final game of the group stage, we played West Indies, a repeat of 96. Did you guys have a feeling that we can do this again, or because you'd already qualified, you're relaxed?
Yeah, we had already qualified for the Super 6 because of the points that we already had.
Yeah.
So obviously playing West Indies, first of all, is always a pleasure, a novelty to play them. But I think they were determined to balance the score, and so obviously they outplayed us completely in that game.
Yeah.
But we were still in the tournament, so it was okay. Despite losing against South Africa, losing against West Indies by beating Canada, getting the 4 points of New Zealand, beating Sri Lanka and Bangladesh, took us well deserved to the next group.
Yeah. So you go to the next level, the Super 6.
Correct.
So these are, as the name says, so 6 of the best.
Correct.
6 of the best. And Kenya is the only African team there.
Correct. In fact, South Africa was knocked out.
Yes.
Zimbabwe was still there.
Oh, Zimbabwe was still there.
Yeah, Zimbabwe was there because I think either Australia or somebody or England had boycotted to go there.
Because of Mugabe.
Yeah, so Zimbabwe also managed to get 4 points for that default.
All right. I remember, and I don't want to go into that because I remember South Africa did not make it because of the blunder of the captain, the Duckworth Lewis.
Yeah, the Duckworth Lewis played because of the rain.
Yeah.
They were playing Sri Lanka, and they missed out in a very close because the rain came in at an odd time, and that messed up the whole plan. And so the whole South African country was in a disarray from being hot favorites to win the tournament, are now knocked out in the first round.
Yeah, good. So we go to the Super 6. So we are 6 of the best in that World Cup. So India, Kenya, Zimbabwe, Australia, and
Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka. So when you go to the Super 6, you play the teams you didn't play in anyone probably. How does it work?
So they made 2 groups, and so in our group we had India, Zimbabwe, and Kenya.
Okay.
So by the points that we had, we needed to win 1 match to get into the semi-finals. Yes. No, sorry. So we had India, Zimbabwe, Australia, and Kenya. I think those were in our group. So we had to play. First, we played India, and in Cape Town. It was a very close match. We lost the match, but it was a very close contest because now the sense of belief started growing every match. I remember
watching that match.
Yeah, we were believing in ourselves, and it was just little tactical errors that we lost that match. But we made a mark.
I remember that match very well because I watched it I was at Cricket Q at that particular time. You posted 225 and really did a good job.
Absolutely. It was very tough. Yeah, it was a very, very close match.
Yeah, and you're talking about Tendulkar, Ganguly,
the whole team.
Dravid, Laxman, all these guys.
Yeah. Well, Ganguly got 100, after them being in, I think they were 15 or 20 for 3 at one stage. Okay. And then Ganguly with Yuvraj went through. But it was a good comparative match for us.
Okay. Then next game, Zimbabwe.
Correct.
And so and this was one of the matches you guys had put a star.
Yeah. When we reached the Super 6, that was one of the stars. And for me personally, it was very important that we beat them.
Yes.
For 2 reasons. One, of the 3 teams, this was the easier, and by winning that match would make us qualify to the semi-finals. If we had lost, then we needed some other performance for us to qualify. And for me, it was a personal thing because my first tour
Yes, I remember.
was in Zimbabwe in 1980, where they thrashed us badly.
Yeah.
So for us, A, we are doing well. B, we wanted to be in the semis. 3, we are playing Zimbabwe. We knew in our hearts of hearts that we can beat them. So the moods were solid. The confidence level was very high, and the eye was on the semi-finals. And we totally outplayed them. It was a very convincing victory by 7 wickets.
Yes.
Morris, I think, got 40-something, 46 or something. He was not out around that score. And again, Martin Suji played a very important role. He was, I think, man of the match for that match. I think he got 4 wickets.
Yes.
And so that, for me, was a lot of satisfaction. A, first of all, we qualified for the semis. And B, for me, at the tail end of, obviously, was going to be my cricket, is to finish by beating a team that had thrashed us 23 years ago.
Yeah. And this was a very good Zimbabwe team before the exodus of some of the players.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, they had Andy Flower, Alistair Campbell. I mean, it was seasoned, and they were test playing nation.
Yeah.
They got their test status in 1992. So they were seasoned cricketers, had a very strong cricketing culture. So as I said, it was very satisfying. My name is Aasif Karim, and I am the chairman of Safina's Foundation that organizes the Kenya International Sports Film Festival. We're going to have the 8th edition, this time from Mombasa Hybrid, where you can watch online on all our social media platforms. We receive well over 1,000 movies from over 100 countries. The jury will then select 40 to 50 top movies in sports, from short documentaries to long documentaries, animation and feature films. Reach out from the 16th to the 19th of October 2025. We look forward to seeing you in our festival. Sports unites people, sports movies inspire society. Thank you very much.
There's this game that put you in the world stage. No, you're already in the world stage, but this game now elevated you to this level against Australia. So there's this game in Kingsmead.
Absolutely. Durban.
So Kenya bats first.
Yeah.
Get 174. Now you have a big task of dealing with Lehman and all these guys, and I can't remember. I'm trying to remember batsman in that Australian team. It was,
Ricky Ponting,
yes.
Adam Gilchrist,
and all these guys. So
Matthew Hayden.
Matthew Hayden was already there.
Yeah. Simmons, Andrew Simmons.
Andrew Simmons. Yeah. So it seems like everything is going as planned. Australia hitting you guys left, right, and center. Then you come in. You're bowling your 10 overs. Then there's this magical over. I mean, you're really restricting them. I mean, you tell us the story.
Yeah. In fact, I've narrated the story so many times, but it's always a pleasure. It's always a pleasure.
Yeah.
But after beating Zimbabwe, we qualified for the semis.
Yes.
So the match against Australia was a dead rubber, meaning,
yes.
But you are playing the world champions. Yes. So as a cricketer, you want to, first of all, be part of the team. You want to play against them and then do your best what you can. But funny enough, some of our players chickened out. They didn't want to play against Australia. It was either out of fear, it was either out of just wanting to rest, because the following week we are now playing the semi-finals. So anyway, we play, and as you said, we got 174. These guys start. There were 110. I think for one or for two, 110 for 2 in 15 overs when I came into ball. So they needed about 50, 60 runs. It was just a formality. The moods of the crowd was that it's just a process now to finish. It was a Saturday evening. So I came into ball, and so even mentally, the whole body language was like we were just going through motions. And when I bowled the first one, I felt good, When I bowled the second and I saw the turn on the wicket, I think Ricky Ponting was batting, he was dropped on the second ball. Straight away, my mind changed immediately after the delivery that I am not going through motions here. I'm going to bowl my heart out here because I believed in myself, and he's another cricketer opposite me. I respect all my cricketers, but they're not going to intimidate me because of their stature or their name. It's me against him. So I kept the pressure on, what I believed in myself. And then it was amazing how Ricky Ponting, who at that time, I think was the best batsman in the world. And if you watch that over, every delivery that I bowled, he struggled.
Yeah.
And on the fifth delivery, I said, let me bowl him what we call in our language an arm ball, where the ball moves the other way. He was completely deceived, and that in itself was a victory for the team, because you're getting a wicket of somebody that most bowlers fear to bowl against. And then as I progressed on, I started believing, got the second wicket, got the third wicket. By the time I got the 3 wickets, the mood of the stadium changed.
Yeah.
If you even watch it, you see the crowd getting excited, our own players getting excited, our changing room went berserk, from the coach to the players who are not playing, and the support and the whole mood started, and the pressure got onto the Australians. And there was so much under pressure that took every ball that I delivered, was played with a lot of caution. And then rest is history. As I said, bowling, so great against them. Despite losing the match, I'm getting man of the match, which is unusual.
Yeah.
You don't get man of the match when you lose. How can you get a man of the match when the other team has won? They have performed. Brett Lee got a hat-trick.
Yeah.
Adam Gilchrist scored a quick 70 runs. So where would you expect? So that performance in that 1 hour, the last hour, is what it was. Baffled the adjudicators. It baffled the commentators as you listen to the comments.
Yes.
It baffled the whole crowd. It baffled me.
Yeah.
And the whole team. And so it was something very, very special that people talk about it to date. The other day, ICC posted this very video. Yeah, they posted on my birthday. But
I'll make sure you upload that.
It was 2 or 3 years ago. And if I had to ask you, how many views do you think that people have watched that? And if you had to give me a number, a wild number, what would it be?
I'd say probably 500,000.
Yeah. To date, it is 34 million. 34 million and counting.
Whoa.
So it's like, wow. Even for me, it was like a wow. So I'm not complaining at all. Yeah, so it's been watched so much that it's made a global impact in cricket, and it's even regarded as one of the greatest spell in the World Cup history.
Wow.
So it's always a special feeling. And the biggest pleasure and feeling that I got is that I'm finishing my career on a very satisfaction note from where I started in 80 to the journey that I went, and then what happened in 99, and then to come back, finish with this Australian performance, and then getting to the semi-finals, playing the semi-finals against India. What better satisfaction or the good feel factor? I cannot ask for anything better.
And after the game, what did the Australians?
They were very appreciative. Of course, we met after the game. They're quite friendly off the field. Of course, on the field, they're very competitive. And they were very, very appreciative on the performance. And it's something that you treasure it for life.
Wow. Did you ever get a chance to play in Australia, the Gabba?
No, never. No. Kenya never toured Australia. Okay. No. We never toured Australia. That would have been another experience.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Good. So we make it to the semi-finals. Again, a first for Kenya at that particular time, facing the mighty India, for a slot in the World Cup final. I can imagine butterflies or
No. It was. After the Sri Lanka game, the players believed that we were as good as any cricketer in the world, whether we were playing Australia, whether we were playing India or Pakistan. So the sense of butterfly was never there. It was just the euphoria of the occasion, there's just, because when India plays, the world stops, because you've got Indians all over the world, huge following they have in cricket, on the field, off the field, globally. So that was the thing that, that the whole globe is watching you, that game. You're playing against also a very determined Indian team. And without talking much, I think the players were satisfied.
Okay.
We felt, without saying that, tumefika.
Yes.
The semi-finals, I mean, we're okay.
Yeah.
If anything good comes out of it, great. If nothing good comes out of it, it is still great. So we played, we were competitive enough, we did Kenya proud, we did ourselves proud, we did our family proud, and it was a very satisfying exit from the semi-finals.
I remember when I was laughing when I was listening to it again the other time when you said, when we beat West Indies, President Moi actually had to be told by Robert Mugabe that
your team
was won. This time around, President Kibaki was in power. I normally see some places where the presidents will actually make a call, maybe to the captain, to wish them well. Did any of these things happen?
Well, we didn't get any phone call or anything, but we had the Minister for Sports then, Najib Balala.
Yes.
So he took the opportunity, conveniently, if I would say, to enjoy the glamour. And so he came for the semi-finals. But the best thing was that when we landed back, within 48 hours, we were hosted at State House by President Kibaki for tea.
Yeah.
So that was also very special, because now, after what we did, we were received at the airport. I mean, the plane landed at the VIP, we landed at the, where the vice president's aircraft comes. So we landed there, we were escorted out there. I mean, we were treated beyond what we expected, from the time we landed, and we were given escorts. The roads were cleared for us. We were taken in antique cars. I think there were about 15 or 20 antique cars were brought. And so we were escorted in that car to Nairobi Gymkhana for a reception.
Okay. I read this and say one of the things that happened after the World Cup is everyone was given an opportunity to import a car duty-free.
Correct.
That happened?
It did.
Okay.
Yes.
That's good.
So what happened is that since '96, when we won the World Cup, there was really no acknowledgement by the government at all. Because cricket was regarded as a small, what you call, a few elite people following and all that. So nobody really bothered. 1999 World Cup, we qualified, nothing happened. Now 2003, the opportunity came. So I realized that there's nothing we're going to get in terms of monetary. So we need to be rewarded in some form or the other. So the administrator and myself lobbied through our own network to say, fine, give us a duty-free status car.
Okay.
So the government rewards the players by allowing this, not paying you anything. You bring a car, but you're going to get the exemption. So I remember Honorable Kibaki confirming that with a caution. Musileta gari kuba, leta gari ndogo ndogo. So obviously players were rewarded through that, and that was a very good gesture by the government.
Then there was this, I don't know, I have a slight feeling I remember a conversation on this. Is it the ICC that gave the team $500,000, or was it that came from ICC? Or?
Well, that was not by ICC, that was the prize money.
What was the prize money?
Yeah, for being in the semi-finals, $500,000 were given to be shared among the players.
The players?
Yeah.
And did that come through?
Well, it came after a lot of challenges. Not surprising, isn't it? I think by the time we got our last installment, was almost 2 years. Yeah, the money was... That's for another day's conversation, That's Kenya, that. That's Kenya, So, you're supposed to be given within the week because the money was given to you. You divide the players and send the money. It was a struggle. It was a struggle.
Okay. When you had this conversation with Padamshi, did they call you back just for the World Cup, and then after the last match, you're done, or was it open-ended?
It was open-ended. Okay. What happened is after the World Cup the world was surprised with my performance. We were all surprised what happened. The belief the coach had and the selectors that I need to continue. And there was a tournament. We were immediately invited to go to Sharjah.
Yes.
To play a 4-nation tournament, and I was called, and I said no. I think I had mentally prepared that it was just to be the World Cup, because there has to come to an end. And I could not get a better satisfaction ending personally for me and for the team and for the cricket in the country to do what we did in the World Cup. So I have to exit in a good note, and it could not be better than that. So as a family, as an individual, and with my friends, we decided that this is it, and I'm totally satisfied with what happened. So I declined all the invitations after that. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, as the whole story normally goes, and they lived happily ever after. But unfortunately, in this case, that's not what happened. Because after 2003, somehow, as a country, we started tanking in terms of cricket. I don't know what happened, so probably you can tell us what I know it's a painful part of this story, but what happened? Because yesterday I was watching the highlights of England versus India, and I'm like, man, this could have been us. And what happened?
This is again a question that I've been asked in all my interviews, and it's very painful, but it's a reality. Yeah. I always tell people that in a sporting culture, if you see any successful sporting nation, it's not rocket science. All you needed was to have a good development structure. Because when the sportsman plays at the highest level, a sportsman has a shelf life. He may play for 10 years, 5 years, 15 years max, at the level that we play. What is coming through? The coming through will only work if you have a good and an effective development structure where you have a structure of under 11, under 13, under 15, under 17, under 9, so that becomes like the feeding to the structure, then to the A team, and then to the national team. That did not happen correctly. Okay. Because what happened is that now money started coming in from ICC to support Kenya. Okay. Nice. Very good money came in. But we didn't have the competent people to run it. Okay. Even the politics started at the administration level. Okay. So people who had no business to be in the administration made their way in, in many ways, and it's not important how they got in, but they got in. And they were the results are very clear where we are. The only reason they wanted to come in was to enjoy the glamour. Okay. Oh, yeah. To attend the meetings, to go and be there, and to say that you're part of Kenya. But where is the result? So we had the wrong people in the right place, or the right people in the wrong place is a debate. But the result was very poor. Okay. Number two, we also did not give the due respect to the past cricketers. Okay. Because as I said to you earlier, a sportsman with experience needs to be used back. Yes. Because that is the most expensive commodity anybody can have, is the word called experience. And if you don't use it correctly, then you have done yourself a disservice. So that was the second problem. Okay. And the third was the infight and the greed that came in. And most cricketing nations that have done well go through that problem. Zimbabwe had that problem. Sri Lanka had that problem. India also had that problem. But the Indian structure was so strong that I always give an example of a tree, that the roots, when they are strong, if you damage the branches, it'll come back again. Yeah. What we did is we did not damage the branches. We uprooted the roots. We uprooted it completely, that we are now nowhere in the system. Today we have come to the level where we are playing Rwanda. We are playing Tanzania. I mean, with all due respect to them, yes. I'm not saying with any, but we had passed those in the 70s. We are now playing the elite. If Bangladesh can grow and become what they are, Kenya was ahead of them. We were not with them. We were ahead of them. So it's very, very painful, and it's getting worse. If you look at the leadership right now, you look at I mean, we have made a mockery of ourselves. We have become a laughing stock, to put it bluntly.
I remember when I was in high school, and maybe just the whole school setup, high school, university. I remember when I was in Westlands Primary in the 90s, I used to see some of my classmates, because some Asian classmates, just to play, not just knocking the ball around in terms of cricket, but no proper setup. I remember we used to have football matches, inter-school competitions, but I don't remember cricket inter-school matches, especially I'm talking about the public school level.
It used to be very strong. School cricket, and that is in fact, that's another point. The school cricket in the 70s and the 80s was very strong. That's where some of these cricketers came from.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sujees and
absolutely. Even the Tikolos, there were all the cricketers that you see, the Asians and the non-Asians. Yeah, the school cricket was very good. Our domestic cricket also was very strong. Now, in fact, that's another point. Our domestic cricket also went weak, because in the late 80s and the 90s, we had the Indian professionals and the Pakistan professionals coming to play in our domestic. So that took the level to another place. So all those things started breaking, and that's where we are right now.
Goodness. So, but we still, as at that time, we're still maintaining the one-day status. 2003, 2004, heading into the 2007 World Cup, you still had the one-day status.
Absolutely. We lost the one-day status under the leadership of Jackie Jan Mohammed.
Okay.
I think it was in 2013 or so. Yeah, because by then we were in dire stress. We were lucky to play the 2007. In fact, after the 2007 World Cup, we had to go back to qualifying rounds. Remember I had mentioned that the one-day status gave you automatic World Cup.
Yes.
But our cricket was declining so fast that we had to again qualify. And fortunately, we did qualify for the 2011 World Cup. And that was the last World Cup we have played. We have missed the 2015, the 2019, the 2023.
I just found out recently that the Cricket World Cup is coming back to Africa. The next World Cup. South Africa, Zimbabwe, Kenya, no, Namibia.
You wish it was Kenya.
Goodness.
Yeah.
So that's how far.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's a very.
Is there hope?
Well, we live in hope.
Yeah.
We all live in hope, but we have to be real also. We must first take stock and admit that we are down. The problem is we are still in denial. We're still in denial that we still believe that we are still good enough. We are not good enough. There are problems currently at another level, from corruption to incompetency to infights to players even giving up playing.
Yeah. My assumption when we talk about corruption is corruption will only be there where there is something to steal. Because we are not doing that well. And there's still corruption. I mean, if you are quote unquote a wise thief, you'd rather bake the food than if you want to steal it. But there's nothing to steal, literally. But still,
well, the funding is now much lower.
Okay.
And sadly to say, and maybe some may not like it. See, the people who are right now in the system or fighting to be in the system are people. Without that, they would struggle to get a messenger's job in an office because they have no skills. I'm being very candid on this matter. And so their lifeline is cricket. But I see nothing wrong in that, in cricket being your lifeline. But do it correctly.
Okay.
As you rightly said, if the pot was bigger, then there's legit income to be created. There's good energy giving. Even nature will help you. God helps those who help themselves. So if we are not helping ourselves, then how are we going to move? So we need to create that buzz. And this, I think, is not only reflecting in cricket, it's sports in general. So unless you have good governance and you have competent people and ready to crack the whip, I mean, look at what's going on in NOC right now.
Yeah.
You've got court cases, and this is something that is historical. And we can keep on talking, but if the government at the top level are not going to be honest with themselves on the opportunities that are there in sports with good governance, it will not only help the government because you're going to create jobs. And I always believe that sports brings people together.
Yes, yes. So we are back to that same sport. Because when you were starting to play cricket, it was more passion, and ideally it's supposed to transition into professional. But now we are back into passion. I'm assuming your son, for example, is basically pure passion, especially I know he's playing outside Kenya, but when it comes to Kenya, it's just passion because there's nothing else.
It's not, I think it's even below passion now, to be very honest, because when you are not enjoying a sport, it no longer becomes a passion. It becomes a drag.
It's a drag, yeah.
You know, right now, when I speak to a couple of the national players, they are so bitter, they are so disappointed, they are so dejected. Some of them have given up playing. Now, you have limited cricket players. The good ones that are there are also giving up. So where are you going to manufacture them from? You can't go in a factory and pick them up.
Yeah,
you have to nurture, you have to develop it. You know, is a structure that needs to be created.
Even things like 2020, because I thought probably that is easier to...
Yeah, no, we are nowhere.
Nowhere. Goodness.
Currently.
Yeah. So now that all these resources and experiences are not being utilized, so where are guys like Tikolo, Odoyo, where are all these guys right now?
Odoyo is there in the system.
Oh, in the system?
Yeah, yeah. Okay. He's part of the problem.
Goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, my. Oof. Now, of course, so all this madness is happening. You go back to your business and you decide, one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to make a change. And you start a foundation, ideally meant to empower people coming into the sports world. So tell us more about the Safinas Foundation.
Yeah, so the Safinas Foundation was created first to honor my parents, for what they have done to us as a family, what they have contributed to the society, and what the family has done for sports in the country. So there are many foundations who take care of many areas, where there's education, social, and many wonderful foundations are running that. But I wanted to do something related to sports. And obviously on the side we do support education and social needs when they're subject to the funding. So my primary goal for the foundation is to have the magazine run under the foundation. Okay. And then we've now got Kenya International Sports Film Festival that the foundation runs from 2018, where we have a 4-day festival where we get movies from around the world, where every year we average about 1,200 movies from well over 100 countries. And then we have juries that we appoint at a different level. And over the 4 days, we then showcase about 40 to 50 short movies, documentaries, feature films, animation related to sports. And in those 4 days, we also have discussion on the creative industry and the sports. Okay. So that's what the foundation does with the magazine. And last year, we also interacted with a big Italian company called Fila.
Yes, Fila.
And they gave us shoes and clothing well over $10,000 in support in kind. So we supported by giving to our national tennis team. The foundation supported by giving the shoes to the ladies team, to the men's team, to the disabled team to support them. So those are some of the activities that we do right now.
Okay. And as the foundation, and I want to come back to the film festival, but for the foundation, because this is, what you've said is a wonderful thing. If someone, two groups, someone is listening to this and says, I want to partner with this foundation, is that allowed or is that locked?
No, it's very much allowed, because one of the essence of foundation is to support the society.
Yes.
And the more people who are thinking on the same lines, wonderful, so that we can expand it together, very much open for discussion. on how we can work together. And again, I would love to make this a legacy project.
Okay.
So what is a legacy project? A legacy project is something that outlives you.
Yes.
That is a legacy project. So with the assets that we have in terms of the sports magazine, with the photographs, right now, I have over 9,000 movies in my library over the last 8 years. And almost 30% of those movies are in sports.
Okay.
So if there are areas we can talk about, how can we take the movies to Mashinani?
Okay.
Put a screen there, let the Mashinani people watch such sports movies. We could easily create another Netflix with the movies that I have. So obviously we need support, we need powers, because we all have limitations on funding. So the support can also be in kind. It's not necessarily has to be money.
Okay.
We get a lot of support in the festival in kind, which does the job. So I'm very much open for discussion.
Including to a level where we can say, for example, the guys who are watching and they're saying, I have this 2,000 bob on M-Pesa. Can I send it to?
Absolutely, indeed. Yeah, in fact, we'll give you the foundation account.
Yes, I can put it on the.
Would be very kind of you. Thank you very much. Every shilling, every penny helps towards the cause. You can not only send, you can also tell us where you would like us to use the fund.
Okay.
We can even give you the results of where the funds have been used, so that it is very transparent.
Wow.
And everybody, it's not every shilling. Is a support and a contribution to the foundation.
All right, Asman. So we're going to put the details for the foundation in terms of how you can support the foundation, and so that this is something. It's a legacy project, so I'm sure that people will want to do this. And if someone also wants to be assisted by the foundation, is that's possible? So maybe education, sports.
Like any foundation, you can apply for it, and then of course there will be the committee looking at it, vetting the situation, and it all depends on the need and what is available.
Okay.
But the primary support is in sports.
Right.
Right now, just reminded me, the Afghanistan communities has come here recently under refugees.
Yes.
So the foundation right now is currently helping them, because it's not an easy situation when you have refugees. My wife's family has been a refugee, so we do understand. So we are working right now with the Afghan community, the Hazara community that are here. And the foundation is helping what it can to stabilize them.
Yeah, so we thank you so much for that. So I'll make sure we put that out. And also for the film festival this year, when is that happening and where is it happening?
This is the 8th edition. It's going to be in hybrid from Mombasa. From the 16th of October to 19th of October.
16th to 19th of October.
At Alliance Française in Mombasa. Yes. And we are also right now negotiating with a cinema, so that we could have a one-day program there, where we last year also were in Mombasa. We had a lot of students coming. So this year again we are speaking to private schools and public schools to come and participate, watch some of those exciting sports movies, and interact with some of the activities that are planned.
So if people want to come, is there like a charge?
No, it's free of charge. Yeah, it's absolutely free. And you can watch online also.
Yeah. Ah, nice.
Yeah.
So if I wanted to watch some of the films,
absolutely online.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely. We stream it on our YouTube channel and on our Facebook. We'll give you the links. In fact, currently you can even go on our website and the social media platforms to see what we have done over the last 7 years. Like the page, follow so that you will get updates on what's going on.
As if we could go on forever. There's so much, but we can't hold you here forever. I have to unlock this door and let you go. But I just want to say thank you so much. And all this info in terms of the festival, we're going to post all these links out there. In every video we post, it will have those links so that anyone can be able to access the material, the film festival, the magazine, everything. Of course, I feel it's about time this goes out there. But we are so grateful that you've honored us with your time. I thought about how will I end this, but I found a line by Gerald Kimber. I think that's how you pronounce it, and I just want to end with that line. It says, in Kenya, they often say of Aasif, if he was born in another country, he would have played Test cricket. What they should say is, we are lucky he was born He was not born in another country. I'm personally grateful that you were born in Kenya and we get to experience the things you've done. Thank you so much, Aasif.
Thank you very much for your kind words. This was also a wonderful session that I had with you. I love the passion that you have for what you are doing. I wish you all the very best.
Thank you so much.
In what I think is a very important moment to capture history, not only in Kenya, but important stories globally. All the very best.
And there's so much you have, on you in terms of history. Being a history podcast, I'm pretty sure we'll have some conversation in future, not just on cricket, probably on something else. And we'll be very honored to have you again. But thank you so much for your time.
You're most welcome.
Asante sana. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tracking with us this conversation. We hope you've learned something about the golden era of Kenyan cricket. And we hope that you've inspired someone to do to go back to sports, whatever you do, for the love of the country and just for your passion. And we look forward to seeing you on the next episode.